Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today is day 3 in the Triangle Prairie, and today we're going to kill the green stuff again. Yeah, I'm just going to kill everything in here. Every little green sprout in here is very likely to be a weed. Some of this stuff that has like a clump at the base might be a native grass, but I don't really want to take that chance. If I just kill everything in here and then plant the same buffalo grass in this whole area, I have tons of seeds from all my native grasses growing up by the road up there. I can replant any other native grasses that I want growing here, like little blue stem and side oats, grama, stuff like that. I can replant that stuff in here in a year or two. Like I could plant some right into this stuff right now if I wanted to, but that's going to remain a pure patch of buffalo grass. Down here, I'm going to have several native grasses, but the vast majority of it is going to be real short stuff, so we can burn close to the house there. If you remember, in one of my other videos, I showed that you cut the brambles down to the ground. I did it with a saw blade on my brush whacker. Then you get this resprout stuff like this, nice and low to the ground. Now I'll come through here with glyphosate and spray all that stuff. I'll be doing one more spray after this. Probably, well, actually, I may do 2 more sprays after this. I'm not going to plant the buffalo grass until the end of June. It's mid-May right now, so if I spray now, again in 2 weeks, and then again in mid-May, I should be able to get rid of all of the weedy stuff and have a nice area to plant the buffalo grass into. For those of you wondering what kind of grass the majority of this is, most of it is the nurse grass. I planted that here. It's perennial rye. Some of the other stuff is foxtail. I believe the foxtail's coming up now. Well, a lot of it's going to be foxtail, which is an invasive weed, not from the United States. And other stuff is just pasture grasses and stuff like that that worked its way in here. And then we have a few of the old woodland plants. It's kind of sad to have to take those out as well, but they'll just repopulate right away as soon as I'm done getting the buffalo grass planted in here. Within, 3-4 years, I'll let this naturalize, and all kinds of different stuff is going to be growing in here along with the buffalo grass. But for now, you need a monoculture in order to keep the weeds down until it establishes. I mixed up 3 gallons of glyphosate last night. I'm going to start by spraying that. I'm going to guess it's probably going to take a little more than that, but we won't know until we get in here and start. What I'm doing right now is getting as close to the buffalo grass as I dare, because this will kill the buffalo grass. And then anything that grows between the buffalo grass and where I killed, like this little stuff here, I'll come and pluck that out by hand at a different time. Let it compete with each other for a bit. That'll kill a lot of it. And then anything that's remaining, I'll pluck out by hand. Once I get past this demarcation line, everything else can just be sprayed. Yeah, you gotta look really close, because there's a little bit of buffalo grass that made it down a little further. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Like, that was probably buffalo grass right there that I just sprayed. It's not the end of the world if I kill a few. This stuff's gonna start spreading big time real soon. It sends out a lot of stolons, and I'm gonna guess this is only its second year, so I don't know it for sure, but I would say it's gonna send out a lot more stolons in its second year than the first year, because it's a much stronger plant. And for those of you who are new here, this entire area was Oak Savanna up until, right around 100 years ago when they started farming it. And the lack of fire has caused all this weed stuff to start growing, weed trees, and yeah, see, I killed buffalo grass right there and right there. Oh well. Just a little more room for the old stuff to spread and the new stuff to take over. Most of what I'm killing right here is going to be foxtail. Foxtail put out zillions of seeds, and their seeds will last in the soil. I believe it's for up to 9 years. It's a long time. So even if you haven't had foxtail for a while, if you disturb the ground by killing off other stuff, the foxtail will come back. And this entire thing, the first time I tried planting buffalo grass here, I had all kinds of little sprouts like this, and I thought I was good to go. And then it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and I was wondering why it was so big when it's only supposed to get 6 to 8 inches tall. And it turned out that it wasn't buffalo grass, it was foxtail. So you gotta get rid of all the old foxtail if you have foxtail where you're growing. Yeah, we're gonna have several different habitats here. We have woodland habitat down that way. Most of it will be woodland habitat, but all the stuff up on this side of the ridge is going to be Oak Savanna, going to be restored Oak Savanna. Yeah, you can actually see the Oak Savanna in pictures. They took aerial photos in the 1930s, and you can see the different trees. You could still see the trees in the same pictures, but a lot of them are now buried in junk tree woods. Yeah, we're getting a lot of buckthorn. I'm gonna have to go get rid of that. These brambles will keep trying to come back. I believe the last spray that I do here is going to be trichoplur, which is quite strong, but it won't kill the grass, but it'll take out these brambles. Yeah, some of these I know, like this right here, I believe that's one of the blue stems, but like I said, I better get rid of all of this stuff. It's so much easier, and this is a lot of work to start with. We're not just doing this prairie, but 2 more over that way, 2 smaller ones behind the shop, where we opened up a whole new area. I'm going to be planting buffalo grass there as well, and in the dwarf orchard. And I've already killed back in the dwarf orchard twice. And I just went by there and I saw a good amount of stuff coming up, so time to go kill there again. In a lot of the prairie restoration manuals, they even recommend killing multi-year, kill back in the fall, or actually full year. You kill back in fall and then kill 3 or 4 times in the spring in order to get rid of all the weeds. Weeds are the biggest reason for prairie restoration failure. A lot of the weeds are not native, but even if they are native, they take over way faster than native plants do. They'll just take over the whole area, and they may keep the area in weeds for many years. Eventually, the native stuff will win, but it can take a very, very long time. So, get rid of the weeds. And by weeds, that means everything. Everything is a weed when you're restoring a prairie. If you watched the earlier videos, I believe this is number 3 on this little prairie here. We're gonna round this corner. We're gonna take this tree out. The tree's dead, but it needs to come out. Yeah, it's a shame to have to take these out. These are everywhere though, and they will come back. They'll come back where they're compatible. After you go over this stuff a couple times, it's real easy to come back and touch up, because there'll just be a spot of green here and there. Maybe I'll show you that in the orchard if I remember. I got to get this whole thing done before I head over to the orchard, and then I got to head over to the shop prairie as well. Lots of restoration work going on this year. Kind of slacked on it the last few years with the building projects, so got to catch up a little bit. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is native grasses, but oh well. I didn't actually plant it here. Most of this stuff just came from the tall grass prairie along the road there. seeded itself. And if you're wondering why I'm using this small tip to do a large area like this, I can't find the fan tip. This came with a fan tip. This is that Weaver sprayer. Or no, what is it? No, Petra Tools. The Weaver sprayer. The hose popped off and soaked me with chemicals. So I'm pretty pissed about that. I'll be putting out a video about that in a little while. Best time to spray is early morning, as soon as the dew is gone. You could spray basically most times of the day, but you don't want to spray too late because the plants will be closing up. I think it's right before dark. But if you spray in the bright sunshine like this earlier in the day, they're going to soak up every bit of the glyphosate or whatever you're spraying. They're going to soak up every bit of it, and it'll start working right away. It's also real good if you have a rainfall. Once it's absorbed into the plant, if there's a rainfall not too long after that, well, it really doesn't matter when it is, but the rainfall will make the plant translocate it more and quicker, and it'll shrivel up and die pretty quick. Yeah, you can probably see stuff that I missed, and in about a week I'll be able to see all that as well, because like I said before, there'll be little patches of green here and there, and I'll go and do a touch-up on that. All right, it took 3 gallons of glyphosate to kill this entire patch back, and I'll come back in 3-4 days and see if I can see anything that I missed. I'll show you what that looks like over in the orchard in just a second. All this other stuff will start to brown up a little bit, and you'll see a spot of bright green. Then you go do a touch-up on that. The next main spray, like I said, will be in at least a week. I may be back here to cut out trees. I need to take a bunch of trees out this year, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it or not. I'd really like to take out that ash right there, that cherry, and I have to take out these trees on the corner so that he can widen the road there. So I'm not exactly sure what the next video will be, but it may be any of that stuff. All right, let's go look in the vineyard. I'll get that sprayed, and then we'll end the video. I got to use up the rest of the gly over in the dry lot over there. We're recommissioning that for a horse rummage sale, and now that the horses are gone, I got to cut grass over there and kind of maintain it, otherwise it's going to go to hell real quick. All right, I'll meet you in the vineyard. This thing started whining again. Thought we were done with that. When I first reviewed this sprayer, it had a high-pitched whine, and it sounds like it's back to that. All right, this was sprayed, oh, what was that? Several weeks ago, and I've gone back and did little touch-ups like this a couple times. Anything that's green, after 2 weeks, you really need to spray it. Not much left. And very soon, this will be all buffalo grass and fruit trees. Bing cherries looking beautiful. You want to hit all these weeds, no matter how tiny, because they will get huge. And then you got to deal with the huge weed. I'm getting a lot of resprouting zinnias from last year as well, which are considered a weed this year. I'm planting real short stuff this year, and I don't want 4 or 5 foot tall zinnias growing. I sprayed the last of that glyphosate back here, so I might as well end the video back here. This is what I'm calling the shop prairie, and I killed the grass right in here. I'm going to plant all buffalo grass right here, and I killed the grass in, well, another triangle right here, and I'm going to plant buffalo grass here as well. This is going to be a bit more difficult because there's all kinds of native grasses growing in here. This is little blue stem, got little blue stem going all through here. I killed around it. I think that stuff died out. Hopefully it died out. I'll have to get in here and do a light burn as well. And tomorrow I got one of my weed whackers running. Just needed a new spark plug. Spark plug was shot. Tomorrow what I want to do is, once I get the stuff whacked around the trees, kill that stuff around the trees, and then I'll have buffalo grass going right along the edge here. At some point this entire field is going to be planted into native grasses, but that's not going to happen this year. Yeah, I'm planning on getting buffalo grass growing all the way up to where the road starts. It's not that huge of an area, but it'll be difficult here because, like I said, I got big blue stem growing right there and a good deal of little blue stem and probably side oats grandma in here as well. We'll find out in a short while. If I accidentally kill any of it, oh well. I'll be planting this area right here in prairie dropseed. Prairie dropseed is beautiful when it gets older, but it takes like 5 years to get established. It looks good after 2 and 3 years, but after 5 years it makes a big dome of grass and just looks awesome. And I want to have that like spilling over the rocks here. We'd like to keep this as kind of like a park looking area, but that's what an oak savanna looks like naturally. It's widely spaced trees with native grasses underneath them and a few bushes and wildflowers and stuff like that here and there. So there's going to be a lot of planting going on this year, and if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.